Na 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 na. Oke. Aku mute ya. Masuk nggak sih? Headphoneku masuk nggak sih? Headphoneku masuk nggak sih? Oh, masuk. Sabar, sabar. Eh, belum mulai guys. Positioning. Halo Noki Moki. Bentar ya, gua share dulu. Bantu share dong. Ke facecam gua masih swipe. Oh, transform. Nah, gini kali ya. Persijanya gue taruh mana dong? Sini ketutupan pasti. Sini aja kali ya. Dah. Harusnya pas ya. Boster. Ini jadi asisten coach. Terus bentar gue share dulu ya guys ya. Nah, ini udah walkout. Kelar. Udah walkout, guys.
Take the stage. They've been cooking. They've been trying to define the meta. They've been trying to do.
Udah walkout. Dijamin fanatik nggak sih ini? Gila. Ya nge-mini lagi yang tos-tosan. Abang mini, om mini. Kelar. Jagoin siapa bang? Jagoin fanatik lah jelas. No counter fanatik klaimnya. Nggak tahu ya kalau udah ditinggalkan sama Mini ya. Mini masih asisten coach sih. Mini masih asisten coach yo.
I don't think they're gonna be so
Mini
sure about
masih
Fnatic,
asisten
but let's see
coach.
what the maps
No
take.
kan?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Head
Fnatic, they just
coachnya
took
si
ban on
Elma
Sunset.
Pudi.
They
Elma
were
Pudi itu
And that's the perma ban for
Oh,
2024.
Jen.
Everybody taking notes. Coming
But
in,
we get
coming in.
Lotus
That is what
first.
they like to do. They pick Lotus. I mean, they have tape on Vitality. They know
Pernah
what
di
Vitality did on Lotus
Genji
against
tahun
Gentlemates. So it could be
kemarin.
a reason as to why at Lotus they're leaning towards it.
I feel like just
Ya, nggak
full
tahu ya.
expectation for Lotus will be Fnatic
Seberapa
just feels
impactnya
incredibly
head
confident
coach.
with the new stuff that are gonna be most
Karena
likely
player
cooking here for the
ngikutin
first
head
match.
coach.
I'm very excited to see the Lotus being first, but then incredibly bored
Ya,
with the
FNATIC.
Vitality and the most basic map. But I
Kita
guess
lihat
it might be the
ayamnya
advantage.
si
Excited for the
botak
bind. You know what?
Derke.
I want to pick your brain on this because Vitality decided to start on the defense first here on Lotus, and when we
Mungkin
talk
gua
about
bakal
preparation
lanjut
and all
kalau
that
masih
micro
melek ya.
stuff that we know Fnatic is
Lanjut
great at.
Amerika si
What about the
siapa?
Lotus and the potential Euro or whatever it's in the
NRG
defense is going to be?
sama
Maybe enough for
siapa
Vitality to
lupa
counter
gua.
all that from the defense when it's always going to be Fnatic taking up the
Jam
Yeah, and I
jam
just want
5
to say,
sih masalahnya.
17 times
NRG
Fnatic
sama
have played
Cloud9
Lotus,
sama
they have
Lot
never
versus
changed their comp.
Leviathan.
Not one time,
Ah,
not
ini nih.
one change.
Si
But
mantan
surely
Aspas
with the
lawan
map changes, though, they have to adapt.
Well, the map changes
Timnya
are
sendiri
favoring
yang
the
dulu.
defense more than attack, so it's a little bit more balanced map still. It's attacking, it's easier on the attack than on the defense, but I fully expect the same kind of protocol we have seen in the past from Fnatic, so the Odin being used as a suppressing fire on the A long, but then if we will see the Yoru being picked for Fnatic, then I'm gonna assume we're gonna have a Breach and an Omen being used, and that will completely, just completely ruin defense. And if Vitality is picking defense first, they have to make a plan for it, right? So what, double Sentinel here is being the plan for Vitality?
I don't think so. We can see
Oh, I
Fnatic
missed
now,
it.
of course,
I
doing the
missed
stretches.
it, I missed it, yeah.
Ya iyalah,
Setting the
crowdnya
tone for
fanatik
every
semua.
player out there. Maybe Vitality, we have some teams, that have joined that. I was gonna say celebration, but that stretching session before the game. It definitely, it's worked for Fnatic. Maybe Vitality should try it as well, as we're seeing the crowd. But going back to the maps, going back to that Lotus, I want to see the effect that Elma Pudi has had on Fnatic. We understand that Mini, of course, is still on the team, but I think that the responsibilities have to be different, and this has to be in a very specific way, a different Fnatic, but not a very different Fnatic.
I mean, like you guys said, Vitality, they're the underdogs here. They have nothing to lose. Nobody is going home. If they lose today, they will just have a match against Gentlemates in the lower bracket. But what are the win conditions as we take a look at the agent select? Because Fnatic have they made one change. They made a change. It counts. So
Lothar's crying, Sue, please.
Yeah, I'm
well, you said 7, you said 4. We're one on the
Tumben
board
gak
already. So
Astra
Omen in
si
Astra, what do we think?
Boster.
Omen, I feel like Omen just gives
Oh,
you
asal
a
si
little bit
di
more punch
Lotus ya,
in the
lupa
attacking
gua.
phase because of the paranoia being allowed to use on the
Lotus.
C, and now with the C being
Pearl.
changed, with the pocket on the left side of the entrance when you're attacking, you're gonna be able to clear that very particular angle with that paranoia. That's very important. So I'm a fan of Omen this
Moga
map because it gives you a lot more potential one-ways as you go in the game.
You're thinking about the C side. I'm thinking about the A side. We know that, of course, as you were saying, the defense has been, easier now to execute. I want to see how that control of that specific area of the map is going to go.
Well, true Fnatic fashion, they just make
Anjir,
one
jadi
change coming into this,
malam
but it could
ini
make all of the difference as we jump into
Fnatic,
Lotus.
terus
And
jam
bring
5
back your casters from earlier today. It's Mitch and Tom.
NRG, Cloud9,
Thanks for
sama
remembering, Sue. Good to hear your
Lot
voice and the rest of the desk all
Leviathan.
day long. Now, Tom,
Si
as we jump into this, I think
sorenya
without a
per
doubt, the biggest
XT1,
fan reception so far has been for this
terus
Fnatic
Genji
squad.
sama
How do you think Vitality feel
BRX.
walking out against that? Because this room, I don't know if you heard
Full
it at
nih.
home, but it erupted for one team. It's a little quiet on the other.
Hari
I
ini
think they're
full
gonna
nih.
have to re-employ the Golden Hornets to get back here, 'cause it
Mana
definitely
gua ada
does seem
kondangan
a
lagi.
little bit quieter, but either
Hari
way,
ini, Jir.
the Fnatic fans are cheering, and well, this is their hometown. This is their map. We have been here many times. Only Loud has ever managed to beat them on this map twice. Everyone else has suffered the same defeat. Chronicle already patiently waiting. The push up
Low
from
langsung.
Vitality is spotted. 4 players already going aggressively. This puts a lot of pressure onto Kicks alone within that C site. And the B site for now, well, the only thing in their way is a little bit of utility, which looks like plant denial.
Chronicles evaded those players as well that were pushing down through middle and attempting to root him out after doing
Iya,
damage early. For
kegocek,
Fnatic, they've got the
brother.
space, and it looks like a plan coming through, a wall to cover their back and, most
Ngebuka,
importantly, the
dikiranya
door.
ke B.
If any of Vitality were to decide to come that
Yang
way,
tiga
but
yang
you can
dari
see that it's
A-nya
all
malah
on
ke
site.
B,
That's where the presence is. A
tadinya
little
ke C.
shift up and where the orb is going. Viper Orb instead on site, but it hasn't landed in a great spot. It's not actually covering the spike itself.
Nice.
Oh, nice shots from Durka. Nade up top as well. The bounce is good. It's going to force the player out into the open, but around comes Kicks, and he has saved the day. Alpha left in a 1v3. Ghost in hand, and almost no chance to deny that defuse.
Yeah, solid start for Vitality. That's the thing with this team. Obviously, they're an exciting one for coming into this year for VCT EMEA. Like, their high expectations, bringing in Safe, I think, was a player that many wouldn't have expected them to be able to get. One of the best players in terms of duelists last year, probably second only to the man on the other side. So now this is like their litmus test. This is how good are they? It's early days in their roster's lifetime. You expect it to go for quite a while. But you are coming up against the best team in the world last year. What can you do?
Ya, FNATIC bagusan kemarin deh ya jersinya ya.
Are they just gonna come back in and rock everybody once again? The fact is, it's not easy to get to the top,
Iya
but
anjir,
it's
bagusan
easier
kemarin
to get to the
jersinya.
top than it is to stay there.
Jersinya kayak ini kayak Sapo
Look,
Pepe.
everybody has in their mind a different target when they come into events. You might have a regional rivalry. There might be a team that has an ex-teammate of yours that you want to take down. We have plenty of those storylines here, but everybody wants to take down FNATIC. The accolade you get alongside that, you get added to a very short list of teams.
Safe and Leo make up that. two of the most exciting players in terms of a rivalry, but I don't even feel like there is much of a rivalry. Maybe between Safe and FNATIC. He's mentioned that once or twice.
Yeah.
He wanted to go there with Leo. They made other choices. For now, at least. Are going to have FNATIC a bit of a weak bind. Now, one of the things they were always best at on this map is playing with those rotations. I think that was something that Boaster mastered very quickly and thus became an incredibly strong map for them. With the changes, we now kind of look at whether or not that defensive side is going to be better for a lot of teams. And Vitality have definitely proven they can hold it in that regard. For now, at least, though, the pressure again looking like it's going to be on that C site. Safe does have his paranoia, so he'll at least be able to buy a bit of time, but he is almost completely alone.
Well, yeah, very much isolated. This is a man that can deliver, and there's a TP up top, but he hasn't seen it. Boaster's outplayed Safe with a shrouded step as well. Beautiful to see. Nade's going to deny plant for a second. 10 seconds left. Hey, you're counting down the seconds, but Runner won't really have a chance to double down on it and deny any further. That plant does come through. Damage is good. And with Chronicle, Durka, and Boaster so low, it really is Leo with the rifle to do the heavy lifting. In terms of utility, I mean, they have got a Snade to work with. The C's on Leo, the Nade on Durka. About the best that you can hope for. It has landed. Nade's a little short.
Yeah. So much still that would need to go wrong for Vitality. The weaponry so far in their favor. Boaster has found another one.
Durka
might just have the timing. The shot not connected though. It's left all onto the IGL. Already half defused, and Destrian is not letting go of this one. Vitality are going to convert the second round, even if it got a little bit close.
It did. Look, it did get close. What it also got was costly for the side of Vitality. So many players lost to get back in there. And already we're seeing some of these plays that previously have been built on with like a paranoia going through and the TP up top from an Omen. Boaster did a dry and it worked out. Just distraction play on Safe as he was a little too focused on the rest of the players.
Gak apa-apa, masih ikut coy.
Once for you, it'll get you the damage. Now they'll look to capitalize on the back of it and really punish Vitality. You can see what they're buying. They're not going to have a lot to work with.
I think we're going to see a little bit of a mid push into B. Just get that early information. It's been heavy C presence so far from FNATIC, so they're going hunting. Just going to break the turret. I don't think they'll get much more from it. And bear in mind, weaponry-wise, not a whole lot available for Vitality. So they have to basically rely on trap plays. If they can get someone caught, win an individual fight. For now, at least, though, it is just this slow presence being taken. The defenders look like they're going to try and pincer onto C.
Now, that's certainly been denied from the side of FNATIC. All the utility that came back at them, they give up the space, they pump the brakes, they wait, and they let Vitality get a little ahead of themselves. Hopefully, the attacking side, you're hoping that that defensive side has rotated. They've gone to B, they've gone to A, they've seen that fake. Even with the orb being taken, this could very easily be a fake. Oh, and actually it is. FNATIC will just make a bit of noise. Look elsewhere. They've caught the push. They found the space taking.
Santai,
This time Boaster
santai.
doesn't win the duel.
Belum panas, cuy.
No, and he has been somewhat of a lurk in the past. But now the time
Ada
starts to become a
smoker
real
lagi
issue.
susah nih.
Rotation
Oh,
from
dua
kicks can
smoker
get him
tadi.
back into the site.
Bawa 2 smoker.
Paranoia is still available for safe as well. Again, able to try and buy time. They're not in a bad position here at all, but the utility is going to make things that little bit more awkward. Denying the plant is not going to be easy, but safe still going strong. A second for him already. FNATIC are going to be getting that plant in, but now he can wait for the cavalry to arrive. There is a very real chance for Vitality in this round.
Oh, that shot as well onto Alpha. Straight
Terus
through
mau
the smoke.
gitu sih, Cok.
A big kill. They can double down even further. It's only Chronicle left. Just one man standing between them. He's already picked up the first, and he's on his way for the diffuser. But it's guarded by
Dapat,
Jester.
nice.
He's got changing weapons,
Nice.
and the low HP makes it easy. FNATIC are on the
Bonus
board.
banget
Full
anjir
clutch
ini
from
si
Chronicle.
Vitality.
It's such a well-played round from Vitality. Like, it has to be said. Safe plays it to perfection. Constant repositions. Initial fight, falls back, has smokes to delay, wins another individual fight on the site. Spam through the smoke, couldn't have gone better. But Chronicle, and this is the thing, but whoever FNATIC seem to have, they have this depth of individual brilliance that can come out of nowhere. And well, all it took was 3 rounds for one of them to show what they've got.
I mean, he was fantastic on Lotus last time around, but that was a while ago.
Where's his Odin?
It will be coming out, I feel, eventually. With the way Vitality been taking this space, they're actually very confident in this round just to leave the one player safe, alone on A. He's holding that control much deeper. You've got to stack the rotations towards the left side of that mini-map, towards C. Spotting the turret outside, still online. There's the killjoy. Okay, B lurk and C players, they know what's going on. Now they got to stop it.
So Ducky had the showstopper there, but decides not to use it, just tries to almost seemingly make some sort of sneaky play through. Now bear in mind, because of how well Vitality did in the last round, even without the victory, they managed to put Boaster down to a pistol. So one of the guns is now gone within the C site, and Ducky lost the showstopper in the process. That looks like a bit of a mistake from FNATIC's part. And now with 40 seconds left, well, it's Jake up to his old tricks again, TPing through.
Duh, Boaster kok nggak dapet?
But it's labored. Cinder will be alive on
1
2
HP loh.
HP.
Nice.
Oh no. That gives him a chance, but the fact is
Ya,
the cavalry
Fajar
has
aneh
already
banget,
arrived.
Cok. Mati
Leo
terus.
will be able to find one, putting things back into a competitive position
Matinya
again.
goib-goib,
The FNATIC
Cok.
players, when they're down and out, or seemingly so, they come alive, already spawning a player on the top of the site. Still, somehow, a chance in this scenario, but safe, stand strong once again. Vitality will bounce straight back and take themselves that lead a bit further.
A few big plays from Safe. He's been able to get himself into that battle despite being on the other side of the map. And when you look at how this one went down, you know, thank God he was there on time. They can isolate one more fight, fade ultimate online, and then it really would be a nightmare.
Nice!
Luckily, Safe is Salah's boy. He's able to get that round, extend it up to a 3-1 lead, and leave FNATIC without a lot to fall back on economically. Those credits are low, so the weapons are
What
weak.
is Ducky about to, why has he got a Bucky?
With ult online,
Bucky FC returns, finally.
it could be. Long have we waited. Here we go. A chance for some plays of old to shine bright again. In goes the Boombot to find him. He's not going to chase. He is. He's gone in. He's cleared the corners. He's got himself some control. Boaster's fighting his own battles. His own demons miles away. Oh, what? They forced Alpha out of position. Just somehow he wins that fight. And look at the value from the bookie. This close angle could be absolutely massive if they go towards it.
And Nightfall hasn't really connected onto anything. Some weird battles being taken. FNATIC taking 1v1s with much weaker. How has he got his second kill with a frenzy? And now Alpha's just styling on them.
Nice
the trade coming out as well with the Stinger. This is not a round that FNATIC should even be competitive in. And, it looks like the Vitality players are falling back, forced to save. It's ridiculous.
Well, we never would have seen this style of play if it wasn't for that Bucky on Durka being able to seize close control.
Mati nggak tuh? Mati nggak tuh?
Oh, yeah,
Mati nggak tuh? Oh.
Durka in with a Bucky.
They've lost the Bucky, Tom.
Oh no. And then Alfia will kill 2 people with a frenzy, one of them at range.
I think that was the play. Right after he's been cleared out of the
What
corner.
was his second kill?
By an
Okay,
Alsworth.
it's a bit more reasonable. I don't think Kicks will see it that way, but
I think he was stood on the same spot of ground for both of those kills. So he was his own killjoy turret. Fair play. And it's good to see Alpha getting off to a fiery start like that, even with a frenzy in hand. You felt pretty confident seeing a 3-1 lead with low economy for FNATIC. 3-2. FNATIC right back in the game, and they've got ultis to play around. That showstopper that Dirk has had for 2 rounds.
Still didn't use it.
It's coming. It's on its way.
Maybe that'll be the flex. He just doesn't use it at all.
All game.
They have been farming orbs for it, so I would be a little bit frustrated. Now, one of the players they've struggled with so far has been Safe. He has caused FNATIC real issues with his repositioning, but also just individual skill. Winning some of those 2v1 scenarios. The fact is, it's a good thing for Vitality that he's one of the players with a weapon. Viper's Pit available for Sender, but again, the way FNATIC play this attack is always patient. Maybe seeing if anybody's going to be going for some spams, and
Flash kena nih.
it's possible. Instead, though, they're going doubling back towards Sender, who does have one of the rifles.
It's the paranoia for Safe. This could be huge. There's the initiation. They're on their
Kena
way through.
tiga-tiganya.
Paranoia, but no peek. I thought that's where Sender was going to go
Untung nggak
swinging in to
difuse.
take the fight, but instead
he
it's
got
used a
caught too.
delay. Yeah. Now he's pushed back. Is he going to use the ult? With a Guardian?
It's worth it.
Not the best. These players are trapped, stuck in a hovel, and trying to fight their way out. Leo's at least done well. They've managed to punch through towards the A site, but they know Safe is still there. They know there's players on site, and they've only got 30 seconds to make a decision. There's that decision made. Finally, Viper's Pit comes into play from Chronicle. But remember, Sender has his own. He could try to pit back through this and make it a very awkward fight for both teams.
The thing is, it's the other side that will be more of a problem. There's actually access back into the site for the remaining defenders. A lot of this will be onto Alpha. If they clear him, it could get awkward, but never mind. Leo goes facing outside. Chronicle taking a little bit of damage, but that's his own teammate's molly. If anything, it just gives away a position he's not even going to be in. And now, with just one man standing Safe again, he just has to back off.
Saving
There wasn't really
dong.
an avenue back into the site.
Saving dong.
They are going to be able to convert this round, and unfortunately for Vitality, again, it's closer than maybe it should have been with the weaponry they have, but it is still going to be 3-3.
Oh, you'd like Alpha to live. And as we can see from the kill feed, he did not. A rifle lost. Another reinvestment for FNATIC. I think that's sort of housekeeping for the side of Vitality. Being able to flick between and then keep that economy nice and low. Grab a couple of kills. Even in the rounds you're losing, you're making it costly for FNATIC. That's how they want it to go. They can see by the economy that the effect, it's not going to be felt in this round, but it will if FNATIC lose this. He'll give a streak to Vitality. Or Dirk would buy a Bucky and win anyways.
A constant fight
Find you.
for this A side. Something that Vitality were constantly pressuring in their defensive side last time out. Sender did a fantastic job on their attack as well of holding on to this position and making aggressive pushes awkward. Also played a lot in towards this A site. He was just firing mollies and mowing people down with an Odin as they tried to run through it. Seems like they've switched things up a little bit for their defense of last time. Paranoia going to be going in onto Safe, looking to put the pressure in. There goes that showstopper. He's made it into the side, but it doesn't matter. Boaster's already got the kill.
Yeah, again, we've seen this ult many times even today used just for that space taking, and that's exactly what it's doing. Crowd controlling this squad back and putting them on the back foot in any fight that they do take as the rest of the teammates spill in, guns ablazing. Sender still has that Viper ulti online, but the pit is hard to bring into play in this sort of scenario. Oh, Sender, good idea of where these players are. Flash through as we emerge from a different wall. It's the A site. That's quickly denied. No control for Vitality around there, and Sender's going to take his pit home. At least he's going to try to. Those steps are already heard. Dirk is close. He's got a buddy with him. Sender might be able to cut through both. If he does, he can save this weapon. But unfortunately, it's Leo on the other side. 4 rounds now for FNATIC, and the lead is in their hand. A slow path to recovery. Vitality haven't made it easy, but the pendulum's swinging the other way.
Yeah, I do still feel like that round with the Bucky, the Stinger, and the Frenzy might be something that kind of captures them in the back of their minds of like, that was a real opportunity for them to get clear in the early stages of this defensive side. And letting that one slip, giving FNATIC a little bit of an extra boost financially, and also just in terms of the scoreline, might come back to haunt them. Nonetheless, still a very long way to go in this map. Unfortunately for Vitality, that was sort of the last-ditch effort in terms of their economy. As you said, a few ults online, so if this one gets a little bit close, it could be problematic. The haunt, filthy spot, just catching out Runner. But again, after a lot of early C pushes, it seems like FNATIC have decided, okay, back to business, back to A. Let's take this control early in every single round. And each time, they're just farming the ult for Durka as well.
There's a bit of an early shift from Vitality. We've seen this before with C being left very wide open. Obviously much more willing to make this play when you've got pistols, mostly sheriffs to work with. Trying to play the numbers advantage. The A site will have the backup for now as they've seen the door open, the Viper wall go up. But there's no movement from FNATIC, not just yet. They're looking for a reaction, response. There's a flash. They know Sky is here. They're going to try to find a bit more information by the looks of it.
But yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to go through first, but instead it's right from the back. So they don't see any of these players.
It makes things a bit misleading, but after already seeing so much off the back, that's the same haunt they used just a couple of rounds ago. Up on the corner, gets them so much information. Nade doing
Durka dapat timing. Durka dapat timing. Belakang.
What was looking like
Nice.
a possibility. Leo just didn't get that kill, by the way.
Clean, Leo.
He didn't even get it.
Suppressing fire, you know, just make his aim a little shaky. That's make him worried.
Now, you know what? That's a great teammate because he was like, you know what? Durka's at the bottom of the board. I'll act as a distraction so that he can get the kill.
Leo does not mess around when it comes to the support role.
Of course,
you know,
yeah.
He is willing to lead with his utility.
It might
He'll
not
put his
give him
body
an assist,
on the line.
but he's willing to do it. Just
But he know, but that's it. Stats don't lie. But here they do. That is an assist. Well done. Well done, Leo. Yes. Big smile on his face. Happy to help. 5-3. Yeah, a really nice recovery from FNATIC. It's been 4 rounds in a row, and this is the problem. Once they get the ball rolling, finding solutions is a very difficult thing. Boaster solo playing this side of the map and keeping 3 players. Usually Vitality have taken this as 3 and then just rotated, leaving Safe alone. Instead, it's bought them that extra 20-second window. Now they're destroying some utility on B, and for Vitality, this is just an uncomfortable start to the round as they get little bits of map control contested and taken away from them, but they're filling in to spill the gaps.
We saw something similar from Boo, where he would get this control quite regularly versus Carmine Corp.
Yeah.
The difference is FNATIC have been much more willing to fight for this, so I feel like Safe will be much quicker to fall off. This time out, though, it's perfect.
Kayaknya
They've got
susah
3 players
FNATIC
dedicated
jebolnya,
in,
anjir.
and FNATIC haven't actually fought for
Ngejebolin
that control,
Ikea
so they can
susah,
let
anjir.
this stack stick around.
Gagal terus.
But Safe having ultimate as well, you know, he doesn't really need to fall back from Robo. He can keep this aggressive control and use that as a get out of jail free, or use it to rotate when the push eventually does come through. So no need for Vitality to shift from this 3-man setup on C, and they've made the right call. There is so much presence here from the side of FNATIC. 30 seconds left. If they're going to go somewhere, that door needs to open now, and it looks like that window is closing, and they've taken it just in time, straight through the door, straight through B, and a TP used up by Boaster as well to get control over towards A. Nice shot on the Durka. He's dropped, but Spike making its way in now as a lockdown comes into play. The time's going to be a little tight, but they're getting it and getting out. How do they defend it from far away? I didn't see any nanos thrown down on it. This Spike could be cut in half.
Yeah, Boaster has to do quite a lot here.
Dapat Boaster. Aduh,
The rest of the team slowly making their way in, and actually, I think Alpha's just denied it. Descender's gone down. There wasn't any cover
Not even
from
half.
one of the main angles. That seems like a bit of a misstep. The fact is, though, they still have a smoke, but now every single member of FNATIC has a keen eye on that Spike. Destrin still unable to help out with the defense of the player defusing, and while from that point onwards, there was nothing they can do. It was looking shaky for FNATIC, but I'll be honest, they made that look kind of easy.
They did. And you know, it's curious because the way that started out, I felt like it could have flipped either way. The fact that there's no smoke on the defuse first time around, big error from them.
How does Ducky hit that?
Look at that.
Aneh
I mean,
juga sama
that's
Doko.
insane. I don't know. Maybe the smoke was refreshing. I'm going to give Safe the benefit of the doubt. Add to that the fact that maybe he has to be taking that fight on the Boaster to cover the angle, so there's just no time. But that is an oversight that here cost them a lot.
I'm also kind of surprised that if one player's defusing, it looked like Destrium wasn't holding the one angle
All
that was
three
really...
players were looking at Boaster.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, yeah, Boaster is the immediate threat, but then you have to kind of clock back in and go, well, that guy can just insta-kill him if he swings the corner, which
And
is
they must
exactly
have,
what they're going to do.
Having been pushed so far back by the KJ ult, you'd imagine they were running. So not only is that player peeking the angle, they're making a lot of steps on the way over, telling you, hey, I don't want you defusing that. And, well, it didn't look like they got much of a choice.
Yeah, no surprise. Salah always on top of everything. He's going to be picking apart what has just happened, trying to get his team back in this one, because 5 rounds in a row is not a pretty sight. And that's it. Vitality started this one well. It basically just spiraled out of control after they lost that round to a Frenzy and a Bucky. Like that's what's happened. Since then, they haven't managed to win a round. Now, I'm looking at Alpha buying up an operator. Obviously, there's still some time left on the clock, but this could just be a counter just going, okay, they've been pushing aggressively up on A. I'm going to pick him out of the sky. But he's actually over towards the C side. So maybe just after a pause, kind of expecting some sort of aggression somewhere. So you guys go that way. I've got this side of the map.
Yeah, you know, we've seen again.
He does Destrian's dead immediately. He jiggle jump peeked that, and he just caught him out of the sky.
Pure chaos on this choke point as well towards A. It's going towards Vitality to start with, but these players are caught out, pushed up, and now the numbers advantage in the duel 3 versus 1 as Runner goes down, leaving Sender alone in the 3 versus 1 of the round. At least he's got a Viper pit to play with. You know, I feel like I've said that for a couple rounds now. And again, the issue is going to be getting into position to use it. Now, he has his wall down, but it's not in the best of positions. As you can see, Alpha was already well in front of it.
That was like a blink and you made it was like Alpha went, let me just shoot a shot while I'm just running away. Like, it's disgusting how quick he is. And that's the thing. I genuinely think that from what I could see on the map, Destrian just did the classic, I'm just going to jump, peek, and go back out.
Oh,
yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. That's what you get. Do we have his last kill as well? Was it as quick? I don't know if it was, but it seemed...
Okay. You know, I thought Alpha was already ahead of the wall, but no, he just walked straight through it. That nade is good, but not good enough. 67 health left on Boaster, and Runner is out of the round. I mean, it only got himself to blame. That was his nade.
Sure. I guess maybe
Should have known exactly where he shrouded steps in.
I thought maybe he'd probably move a little bit from the nade or something. No, just it's the headshot as he goes around the corner.
Reasonable.
Just as reasonable as getting owned by Alpha. Surprisingly, they didn't jump peek C that round. They did, however, try and peek B.
Destrian again.
Safe has done well, but it's not enough. The trading from FNATIC has been sublime, and it is Sender trying to clutch this one out. Currently vulnerable. They know exactly where he is, and the spike's already made it to the site. But Leo, I think he's just going for the kill at this point. It just knows, you know what, I don't even need to risk this. Let's just wait for the cover of my team. This time he gets him, though. That's a kill that gives him maybe a chance. They've used Nightfall just on him. It doesn't connect.
Oh, he's looking the wrong way. That double swing is about to come through before it even can. Leo catches the angle.
Nice!
For the side of FNATIC. The attacking side. It is their map pick, granted. And clearly they've come in with an idea. I know I heard our desk talking about it a little bit. The fact that the opening matchup, we saw Vitality play Lotus, and you wonder how much have they investigated that.
Anjir,
Again,
keren
it's
juga
the
nih
same
VCT
play.
sekarang.
He jumped peak C, got caught on the elbow.
Highlightnya keren, mulai
check B this
keren
round,
nih
so he doesn't
highlight
get
VCT
there.
nih.
I will say, like, in the nerd in me, every time I see that little zoom thing comes
so
up,
cool.
it just makes me happy.
I'm so glad they showed it to
Thank
us
you.
in rehearsals. If they didn't, I couldn't control my
You'd be
language
doing
on the
like a little
broadcast.
giddy laugh, wouldn't you?
It was so cool. Still is.
It is.
But 8-3. As we said, FNATIC have been looking good now. I don't know if you guys know this. Sender actually has a Viper spin online. So
what?
Yeah. He got that online, you know, 6 rounds ago.
2 days
so
ago.
He hasn't used it yet. But now, maybe not the best idea either, because Durka is coming in with a showstopper. And he has a way of rooting players out of that. Finally, the punish on Alpha.
That's a big start because he has been causing them real issues. The problem is, okay, the one good thing about having that Viper's Pit here is they can use it to waterfall their way back through. The problem with it is where Boaster is currently playing. He's so aggressive that you can't even really use the Viper's Pit to waterfall out. That's the plan. And you know what? Sender's done well. It'll give them that extra bit of space. It'll clear out that back corner as well because the Fnatic players can't afford to sit there. Safe wrapping round timing is absolutely everything. Showstopper, he could get multiple kills instead. Saves come from behind. He saved the players of Vitality and maybe just the round. Boaster still sitting back, manages to find himself one, and now he's the only one left standing. Just gonna try and go for the diffuser, but Vitality have done well. The full retake works out just about, and they will have themselves their 4th round after a 7-round hiatus.
8-4 at the half. Look, considering how we started here, Tom, it's not the best. It was 3-1 at a certain point. And that point was quite a while ago.
Safe is 17-7, and they're losing by 4 rounds.
Ini kayak
The thing is, when they've actually run into him, he's been ridiculous. Like, I was a little bit skeptical seeing him play controller because, as I said, he was basically the 2nd best duelist in the EMEA last year, and it's because the best one won 2 trophies. Like,
I also discussed a little bit about, you know, what does he want as a person, as a player, and that's it. He doesn't even want to be a duelist. From what I've heard, he's got his eyes, I won't give away too much, but on different roles, and not even the one he's playing right now. It's crazy.
He's also said in interviews that he thought he was meant to be a duelist, so I feel like he just plays everyone, if I'm being brutally honest.
That's safe. That's safe. Wait, look, there's a lot of value to be cleaved from having players like that who will just say, what is it on this map? What do we need on this map? That's what I want to play.
Or more so just like playing with people. A bit like Angel. Just tells you whatever he thinks is funny at the time.
If I was to give advice to someone getting into the game, I'd say don't play like Angel. That would be the first thing I'd say, because you don't have his teammates. And, well, Boaster doesn't have many teammates now, because they've already lost Dirk and Chronicles. Pistol off to a flying start for Vitality. It's been a lifeline in this series, having the first one under their belt. See if they can do the same here on the attack with a 4 versus 2. And an easy seize on Boaster. He had nowhere to go. Stunned up and gunned up. Leo, 74 health.
Yo, Leo. Leo keripik kentang asin.
It would be this one.
Or Chronicle.
I've watched this man 1v5 with a sheriff. I can't.
Impossible
choose anyone else.
Possible sih GGWP lu.
It's clean.
Okay.
That's one. He's just got a few more to go. A little bit wary of the flank. The time is the main problem. He might be able to kill off every single member, but I think the clock will do the job at this point. Even throwing a nade onto the spike, it's another instant headshot, but Safe will survive. And Kicks is going to make sure it doesn't go any further. Controlled from Vitality. Didn't give him a chance. Now they get the rewards. Potential 2nd round conversion for the 2nd time. And a chance to build into this attack half, which, as we've said, like, we've seen teams improve on the defensive side of this map, but ultimately we do still lean it in the attacker's favor.
And also lean it in the favor of players or teams who win both pistols. Big advantage to have, and you can see why. Even in a game where the buy rounds haven't worked, where Fnatic have found such a heavy streak of rounds, you're right back in the game, at least possibly. They can come in and lose this round. Damage was done, but now I'm not so worried. Very quick kills from the side of Vitality. They should be able to retrieve that spike, and unless Leo's Classic has a little bit of an upgrade to it, I think this one should be very much dead and
Somehow
buried.
I still believe he's going to do something.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
For a second there, Safe almost fell, but yeah, both are very far
Kalau
away.
pistol run mulu nih
They would
Fnatic.
double back, but instead they seem like they're firmly set on heading their way into the C site. An almost inevitable conclusion of this round being that Vitality will get themselves into just a 2-round deficit. And going in with a bonus, that's the thing. If they can keep these 3 rifles up, still have the potential to buy up a couple more, they could be coming in with a really solid bonus. So if anything, they don't want to lose anybody else, which is exactly what they would do.
Nice controlled one for Vitality. Plenty more to come. And look, for this attacking side, now they get to set the pace up against Fnatic. This is going to be a really interesting round with the bonuses, with the Bulldogs in play, the Guardian as well, the light shields. The only thing I want to see from Fnatic is an Outlaw.
Apa sih guys?
Shields, man. A lot of light shields.
Yeah, but they can't tell that, right? Oh, okay. Have you been feeding them information? I think.
Got my WhatsApp open, mate.
Clearly, Mitch needs to be investigated, but. Okay. Sender going for some spams.
He's doing the Chronicle.
Did a maybe a nick of damage? No, I think that's actually coming off the Viper screen. Again, there's patient stuff coming out from Vitality. It's the same as what we've expected. Smoke going down, maybe hoping to try and destroy some of that utility. And they will do just that. Even still, though, falling back. In the meantime, though, Boaster has gone aggressively pushing up. It's exactly the same as what we saw from Safe in the first half. Having that TP to get yourself out of there will help out quite a bit. Still has another smoke available if he wants to use it, but this time I think he might just have to escape.
Cover going out.
Yeah, the smoke down just to make it a bit more annoying, but in actual fact, this rotation could benefit them. It's definitely towards the C side from what we're seeing. Viper wall in play for B and A. It's not going to be helping out. I'm not sure where the toxins are at for Chronicle, but I didn't see the wall go up, so Orb should be in play for this. Snake bite down, that's going to catch a few on the way through. Good damage done. Alpha at least good for one, and the backup is now on the site. Spray down from Chronicle.
Kenapa
He's forced
Vitality
back into the smoke. His teammate
gampang
dropped. I don't know
banget
if he
ya
can go
tadi
for this anymore.
Fnatic ke-chase
He needs to
susah,
wait for a
Cok.
teammate. Spam just to try to deal the damage, but it's not happening.
Wah.
That's planted now, secured for Vitality. They can't really get
Kalah
out of the
Byron
site.
anjir.
The only issue, the smoke isn't online for Safe just yet to help them on cross, but they'll stack up, take these fights together, and look to push it across the line. It's Chronicle up close. That has to win that opening
bener
fight
kalah
now.
Byron.
There's too many players. 22 picking up four.
Huge run from him. Really good take onto the site as well, being able to clear out Alfia without too much difficulty, which is normally not an easy thing to do. And they've managed to convert that bonus round as well. That's the big thing about it. Getting themselves that little boost in. The only thing I will remind you of is they kind of managed to do that. Well, they won, I think it was round 4, and then they ended up losing to what was a weak purchase. FNATIC, they're going to take themselves their first pause, and first time for Elmer Putty to actually get a chance to vocalize within the VCT. Obviously, the one sort of change that we've seen within FNATIC is bringing that coach in.
Yeah, absolutely. He talked about the roster changes and how they hadn't had any. Well, obviously, the behind the scenes has shifted somewhat. Not that Minnie's not involved anymore, but he doesn't have to come down on the stage. Doesn't have to fist bump upwards to Salah. Understandable. And doesn't have to deal with Salah's mind games. That's a big part of it.
And doesn't have to deal with being insulted by Sue, which is something that you have to clearly deal with on a regular basis.
Yes. Yeah, I heard that earlier, Sue.
It's funny,
you're
I
getting
didn't
away
have
with
my
it.
headphones on, but I saw his face and I was like, Sue just said something mean, didn't she?
Every day, Tom. I deal with this every day. It's okay.
It's okay. Everyone loves a short king.
Oh, Sender. You know, we saw the Guardian ball it up, right? The spam attempt that I was holding my breath the whole first half to see from Chronicle. He almost pioneered it, certainly at the top level. Pulling that Odin out attack side, denying the cross. Now, when you've got someone like Safe who's just going to shrouded step across, it's not the best. You know, typically you're denying Rays coming up and Neon sliding into the corner, things like that. Omen's a little bit more annoying for that. But Sender, well, he don't give a damn. He said, if your Omen steps out, I'll tag him up. And Chronicle can't even spot the corner. He's losing HP. Now, obviously, it looks worse than it is initially due to that Viper wall. But he still gets tagged up pretty decently. 86. He stood in that angle a second or two longer. He was gone.
Oh. It seems like they pinged on to Boaster. I think they know that he's there. And actually, the rest of FNATIC have started to make moves in this direction. This is the thing, though. It's the same with Vitality's attack size. If you watch them on Sunset, they're very happy to hit the brakes. Very controlled, not over-aggressive. And it seems like Sender has a real chokehold on this team in terms of taking their time. Like, he is making sure that they're meticulous in checking every single one of those angles, and they might just be about to reap the rewards. As of right now, the C site is completely empty. Just the alarm bot of Alpha to stop them, and doesn't even look like they're going to take the orb. They just want to get into that site.
But it's not like there's a lot to deny them there. It's certainly going to be an easy way in. And holding on to it with the pistols. Oh no! Oh,
Nice!
no! Leo's in the corner! He's not getting out of that corner, granted, but the damage is already done. Now Paranoia through. Kick's trying to hold tight. The Seekers go out for 12 seconds. 12 seconds, that has to be planted here and now. Kicks can't even get to the side. He's trying to jump up. He's missed the jump. 6 seconds.
Nice,
He's
Monster.
down. 5 seconds. 4, and time is gone. They need to kill them.
No time, no time, no time.
The hills, and they've
No
won it.
time.
Playing against Fnatic
No
is hard.
time, nice.
Vitality got beaten by the clock.
Gitu dong. Halo bang, nggak TFT,
That's
nggak
such a
bang.
mistake. It seemed like
Lagi
they almost just
nonton
forgot that they had to plant the
Fnatic
spike.
dulu
There's a
nih
safe
bang.
place to plant the
Yeah, they
spike
could just
now.
go back round.
They can't spam you. They can't do anything.
It's just an error. Got 2 tunnel visioned in on fighting the players. It's same
Dua
with
orang
the
mati di
angle to
pojokan
begin with.
anjir.
Just 2 players going down just for not checking a
Ah,
corner.
terlalu
That's such
fokus
a
sih lu,
simple
terlalu
mistake. And
fokus sih lu.
for Boaster, it's almost just going to be laughing his way to the bank. That is the second time the Vitality have had the chance to take the lead and build on a lead, and they've lost it to an eco.
And we point to so many players on Fnatic as being strong individuals. Boaster, 3 kills with a Sheriff in that round, buying so much time for his squad. Well played across the board. The rewards certainly reaped. It's Fnatic on the defensive side, early on using some ultis to try and deny this B site. You can see why. Once that Viper's Pit comes up, it's so difficult to deal with it. And I'm curious to see what plans they have for getting back in there. There's so much utility used already.
Main
Tried
cepat,
to
main
deny the
lambat.
plant for as
Main
long as
cepat,
possible.
main
Change
lambat.
of pace of Vitality. I said they've been slow thus far. Paranoia through.
Aduh.
The spam's not bad, but safe. Has got his teammates back. Runner also dropping Leo. This makes it look incredibly unlikely that there'll be a way back into this one for Fnatic.
Nice, Derke.
Will try his best. Already one.
Nice,
What is this
Al-Fajr.
round 2 within? Still,
So
the Viper's
good,
been
nice.
It's just going manic, taking over. Now Sender tries to do it all on his own, gets above the pit. He's thrown a snake bite
Nice.
down to delay them at least a little bit, but the time is not even remotely close to being enough. I don't know how.
Semangat bro, semangat sempronya. Gue juga
I feel silly for being surprised.
tahun ini mau
And
lulus
that's it,
tuh.
man. At a certain point, it's
Gua
hard
udah
for not
ngajuin
expecting it. I
proposal
was with you.
tugas
That
akhir
look
gua.
down and out, fighting back into a Viper's
Ow.
Pit can be so difficult. And I was even going to say, you know
Jadi
what, in a
bulan
round like
depan
this,
udah
Tom, they
mulai
get on site,
TA
they
gua.
plant, they pit. It is what it is.
my
Come
God.
on.
Okay, you can't even really blame them for that. It's like the first player, sure. The fact he quickly
Semangat, bro,
transfers
semangat,
to the
bro.
second player and then gets a third.
Semoga lancar. Revisinya tidak
This
banyak.
is insane. This whole roster is insane, to be fair, but like Dirk is on the bottom of the scoreboard, and they're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Like most teams, your duelist goes missing. Hell, we saw the Liquid game. You know what happens. It gets damn tough to even put up half the rounds. Oh,
Boom.
you're gone. Good
Duh.
night. Never mind.
Roja.
He got seized by Leo. I think that
3 HD.
literally might have been the difference. He would have got that a little bit further. Chronicles brought that Odin back in, but again, they've got themselves the afterplan. This time they've left Destrian in
Kenapa
the back
demen
lines.
banget di Beats Pop ya?
Looking to try and hold them back, but also this time Fnatic have themselves a lockdown. The remaining players
Apalagi
can't really do
Dirk
too
tuh.
much about it.
Dirk mah-
Occasionally waiting to see if there's aggression. Dirk now goes
Baru
down
gua
to
bilang.
save. They pushed all the way back through and just trying to
Ah,
a little bit
kena
more.
stun.
Sender has thrown in some utility, but him being detained won't change too much.
Reflash, they're trying to put that
Aduh.
presence on side as Vitality retake control over the side. They've got that all
Aduh.
angle to fight from. No diffuse
Aduh,
possible.
susah banget
Denied
retake-nya, Cok.
completely. Vitality right back on the board. And it looked like they were calm, cool, and collected under pressure there.
Cok.
Because that came
Seru,
down
Cok.
to the wire.
I really like the reposition.
Kayaknya tahun
'Cause that's the
kemarin
thing, a lot of
Vitality
teams
ini
when
deh.
they're
Biasa
having
aja
to
deh.
leave because of the lockdown,
Yeah.
would just, I'm outside the lockdown, I'll wait, and then I go back to where I was. That was not what Vitality were doing. They realized, okay, we've got players
Mantap.
coming in towards
Mantap.
Broken Door.
Sama,
Let's
boy.
wrap back around,
Sama,
fight
boy.
those players first,
Jadi
and then
cepet
we'll get back in.
lulus,
They used the
duitnya
time better.
aman,
They also made sure
buat
nobody could get
main
on the
game
defusal
iya, live
by Sender
streaming
taking
iya.
a risk, getting detained, but putting a snake
Semangat,
bite
bro.
on the spike just before.
Lu mau jadi pro player kah?
Played that post plant really, really well.
Apa cuman gamers doang
Vitality
atau
squad.
content creator
A
gitu?
lot to work with in terms of ult economy. But for the Fnatic side, that showstopper from Durka, it could help them fight back into a site. A lot of the difficulty has been holding on in the first place. Vitality have got boots on the ground whenever they want. I think they're pushing and pulling the map decently well. Right now, presence across. It looks like a shift towards C. The success on C side, it's been questionable at times. That's why they're not going for it. Slowing it down. That was a wild spam straight through. He's caught center. I don't know if he saw anything to give it away.
The thing is with Chronicle, it might just genuinely, like, this man knows the inside and out.
Aduh, jangan Al-Fajr, jangan please,
so it might
please.
just be the most ridiculous thing that gave it away. Boaster is going to find one with a judge after a massively successful round. Vitality have 40 seconds to try and turn this one on its head.
Cover going out.
Outside the site. You already see Chronicles are
Dapat plan iya, tapi finishing untuk
they don't have anything to really help them in this
plantingnya.
afterplan. He's just trying to make sure that any re-aggression is going to be met
Spike planted.
by him.
There.
For now, though, you can see the rotation of the remainder. I feel like the one player that might be able to do a
Jangan
little bit of
keculik
extra
aja
damage is gonna be safe.
satu-satu anjir.
He's been fantastic thus far,
Ini 5
but
lawan
also has
3
a
loh.
slightly more aggressive position. The fact is, though, Mitch, Fnatic are all coming from the same spot.
Yeah, oh, they're looking at death ball, and like we've seen many times
Nice,
before,
nice.
using Durka's showstopper to clear out the space that's already been taken.
Ah.
Which is safe, but insult to injury as the final rocket lands right at his feet. That's 11 rounds for Fnatic. 2 more to close this map out. This is their pick. They looked very good on their attack side. They streaked together.
Santai bang.
6-7 rounds.
Ntar serak lu besok anjir.
They're almost at the end of it, and it was indeed a wild spam straight through the wall. Of
Bangun,
course it was. This is
bangun.
a man who likes to wall bang with
Suara
movements.
hilang
Do
anjir itu
you
orang.
think he's above just spraying down
Teriak-teriak.
angles? Playing the roulette wheel? No.
He'll tell you,
Every time.
he'll be like something like, it's like, oh no, the wind was blowing a certain way, and because of that, I knew exactly where he was standing. Like, trust me, nothing Chronicle does is random. That's what I've learned. There's always some reason you just will see, he'll explain it to you and you'll go, alright. I'm not sure whether you're the biggest nerd on the planet or you're just lying to me. It's one of the two. Vitality, though, they're going to take themselves a pause. The fact is, you come into a map of Lotus versus Fnatic, and I kind of expect you to just be out of it. But they have had a competitive match. They've had moments, they've had opportunities, and they've had big mistakes. And that's where this will probably be quite frustrating for them in post. 2 rounds that they've lost to. One was
Coachnya,
a Bucky,
sekarang head coachnya
Frenzy,
malah
the other
kayak
one was
tekanan
a
anjir
Stinger
mukanya.
and a Sheriff, and not planting the spike. Those are 2 big rounds that they could have had
Karena
that would completely
gimana
change
ya,
the scoreline.
tekanan dia dulunya
Those are
Genji,
rounds
terus
that you
tiba-tiba
just can't lose
megang
to Fnatic. You
Fnatic
give
yang
them
udah
anything,
juara,
they will take it with both
champion.
hands. And that's why they're now sitting
Ya, gak ada yang tahu ya manajemennya kenapa mempercayai
just 2
dia.
away from taking the first map and heading on to Ascent.
Kayak muka tekanan anjir.
Well, that timeout's come to an end. Now for Vitality, it's time to show up. Next map up is Ascent. They want this one to be close. And already we're seeing a blitz out from this attacking side. They've come out of the pause punchy as they look to take control over A main. The site, though, well, it's very much secure. Plenty of utility to keep them back. The smoke, and of course Chronicle waiting to see whether he wants to use this Viper's Pit. This could send them running the other way, but on a map like this, there's plenty of ways to shift direction.
Yeah, I think the main reason he hasn't used it is because of that. Because he heard them taking the orb, there's still that doubt of whether they're actually going to head in this direction yet. And doesn't want to just throw the ult out for no reason. Especially because they could very easily surround him on that A site from either side. 3 players from Fnatic now sit within B. After hearing the door broken, their expectations, runner in a decent position, but now they do head back towards Chronicle.
Nice.
And he's
Nice
moved
timing
completely.
anjir.
Just finding that
Durka,
opener.
please lihat belakang lagi.
Good shot from Durka as well. Fnatic certainly got some fight left to them. That pit, though, not going to be baited out just yet. They know they've got
Dapat.
plenty of time with angles like
Nice.
that held by
30
Boaster.
seconds left.
And he's safe. Far away from that lockdown. That now, okay, it might get them to the site, but the counter pit to fight back in, the utility they'll have on their way through. Poison Orb still up for Chronicle. They need something more, and I understand then why you see this aggression from Sender. Great kill, but he's down to 11 HP. The price was paid in the end.
Still, at least, made this round look plausible. Door being tapped, but it is being watched by Destrian. Timing on this is going to be...
Dar,
This
kalah
kill
kan
looks plausible
Al-Fajr.
now. Possible, in fact, for them to get this one through. Sender is just going to try and play within it. Perfectly timed to Boaster. And looking for the kill on the Leo. No, he's still standing though.
Please,
I
Leo.
think he might have got the information wrong about how
Nice
pedestrian is and is almost
try.
caught switching on the way back. Vitality
Anjir,
win a
kenapa sih
2v4
Fnatic?
clutch, a huge round for them to take, and one that, well, Fnatic might be kicking themselves.
Dia udah
Oh, you
nge-plan,
have
udah
to
dapat
commend
plan,
Sander for
tapi
going
untuk
out to try and
menangin
find that
roundnya
extra player.
susah.
If he
anjir.
doesn't do that, this round does not go their way. Not with that pit online. Not with the fact that they can use an orb to block off an angle, close the space, get the pit down, defuse, and it's done. We've seen those rounds a million times, but that right there changed the course of this altogether. The team had to worry about taking other angles, about clearing out. They split up. Sander was able to buy them all the space they needed. Gorgeous stuff.
And he's another one of the
Ini
sort
udah
of
ini
new
nih.
look. Oh,
Well, got one round where everything goes your way.
Defender.
You pay for it.
It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Like, it's just
Salah gua.
the perfect time to spam.
Salah
But what I was
gua,
going to
guys.
say is, he's one of the new look IGLs that
Maaf udah
still
tengah malam
just seems
guys.
to be up there in the fragging department. Like, we've hyped up Boo, also fellow Lithuanian in that, but Sender really is just, he's up there. 19 kills, only man above him is safe. Well, kicks.
Gampang jebolnya nih.
Learning what it's like to play against Fnatic.
Kayaknya gampang jebolnya nih.
Wrecked at the beginning of the round. It
Percaya
hasn't
nggak
changed
nih?
the setup either. Slow walking in towards, still with the chance to go back, but with safe TPing in, not so sure that's an option, and straight through the poison orb.
Nice.
Died as well. That's the second
Gua
kill
kira gampang
straight through
jebol.
smoke.
Dapat nih.
Ah, you did a
Booster.
little bit of
Eh.
Get your gun out, Boaster. It's all right. In the end, he got there. And that's all we're going to remember about this round. Another chance as well. He's got the stinger. He knows there's a player there.
30 seconds.
Doesn't want the upgrade.
Timing,
Not willing
Joe.
to step out of his corner to get it. Just holding the control, boxing him in, and closing the lid. 12-9 for Fnatic. And they've gotten away with another now on map point. Despite a very strong fight being put up by Vitality, they now need 3 in a row.
What a timing. Just it's just ridiculous. Like, look, okay, the smoke actually went up just afterwards. I thought he'd done 2 straight through, but even still, just alpha things. I imagine that was a surprise of Boaster's life. Just like, oh, hello. Check your corners, guys. Check your corners.
Oh,
12-9.
Derke di bawah.
Fnatic, it might not have been the cleanest
Tumben.
Valorant we've ever seen, but they are
Tumben,
still looking like they're gonna get
yeah.
the same result. Runner. All online alongside kicks. A decent combo. You can get the information, then the showstopper can clear you out. But look at the difference. Think about how aggressive Alpha was last round. He was up, taking a random shot into the dark to try and get a kill. This time, he's at the back of the site. And it's because he knows what ults they have, and he does not want to face him.
It's worked out very nicely. Avoided the ult, baited it out early. Fnatic have their own to play back in with a Viper's Pit. And this isn't a site where it's very easy to play aggressive. Dirk is down, Boaster in
Kenapa
trouble now,
sih
isolated and dealt with.
Dirkenya
Viper's Pit
aneh?
going to be needed to recover this round. But again, the problem is denying the space for him to put it down is very difficult to actually do. Chronicle can just get a couple steps closer or another bullet through. Kix is on 5 health. If he even had a snake bite here, it could change the game. But they've delayed quite a bit of time now. on the side of
Saving gak sih yuk?
Vitality.
Saving yuk.
And with still 5 players left, are Fnatic going to go for this?
Saving dulu yuk.
Surprised. They're not in the best
Gak ada
position
waktu, udah,
financially. I guess it's more about
udah,
taking
dah,
weapons away.
saving.
It wasn't really about getting out of there with a victory. It was more making sure their opponents didn't get out of there with guns. But with 2 guns being saved and 3 players, 4 players,
Bisa lah
being
beliin
with the
satu
ability
orang
to
lah ya.
buy, it's not too much of a problem for Fnatic. I also don't think it's done that much damage to Vitality though. They'll still be able to purchase him with the next round. The thing that worries me a bit for
FNATIC.
them is ults. Viper's Pit not too far, locked down as well, but the Showstopper and the Seekers were utilized there just to get into the site.
Well, I think the Fnatic fans want Vitality to have one more round so we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get all
One
of
more
the rounds in
round.
regulation.
Mm.
Things I love to see. Or maybe they want Fnatic to take it. At 12-10, it's, well, they've got their choice of rounds to go for. We'll probably see a save if things do go a little bit awry, but considering the fact that Alpha and
Oh, there you
will
go.
have the ults, yeah, it's used very early on. I guess again, noise is being heard outside of C,
Wait,
so why not?
It's more so just look at the presence they've already taken over the A side.
Uh-huh.
They have been going in this direction. It's been C or B, so they put Althea with just the human turret. to defend the B site. Quick rotations with how deep they are on A. And then just, okay, Chronicle, you just lock that off.
Nice.
I mean, just an instant kill immediately. Good trade, though. The C's holding them back at least a little bit more, and Leo not wanting to overcommit. Here goes Runner, just to take that initial space, get them in towards that site. Now, the rest of the players yet to really get into position. Dirk is hoping for a miracle. He's seen what Alpha's been cooking and tries to do a little bit more himself. And with the lockdown in, that was after taking an orb and a kill. They've got a good opportunity. It's just perfect, though. Vitality landing every single shot, as you mentioned.
OT ini mah.
You'd almost think so, yeah. Those credits are too low. 2 players carrying rifles could give them a real fighting chance in the next. There's no real chance they end up taking this one. Shrouded step was heard. They've heard those steps as well. Kicks had already pushed up close. They know where Boaster is. The impact of
Boaster mati nih. Ah kan.
Overtime, and there it is. Another kill with just Chronicle seemingly quite safe on the other side of the map. There will be weaknesses potentially be found on that FNATIC side. They've used up the Viper's pit as well.
OT ini mah,
They seem to have done a lot of the hard work. Now they've just got to tip that last domino, the one that was missed, pushes to an overtime, and this map can still be theirs.
Yeah, I like the fact as well, the last few rounds have been a lot more direct. Back to basics, just playing as a unit. I think that's where Vitality plays some of their best. Valorant is just playing off of each other. My only worry, though, FNATIC have done some of their best work in this game with the stinkiest of buys. Like, you think about, as I said, the Sheriffs, the Frenzies, the Stingers. That's what's going to be coming in this round. I'm looking at a Spectre on Durka, who has been uncharacteristically quiet. Bottom in the hold server at the moment on that raise. Maybe he really has been practicing the Yoru just a little bit too much. But this also gives Salah the chance to talk through with Vitality. The fact that this one has been so competitive, so close, and right at the end they look like they could be about to bring this one to overtime. It's already a testament to how good a squad they have. Bear in mind that the expectations with the signing of Trex is that he'll be in this roster soon, a little bit of boost to firepower.
I loved when we went to the cams first, you saw the stress on Elma Putty's face. Something that towards the end of Mini's stint being that head coach, you didn't see. You saw him get pretty level-headed, pretty used to it. It's first time. That's what Devard's saying at home. Stressful games. That's what FNATIC are known for. That's what they deliver every single time. But Elma, the good thing
for Devard to start tweeting the skeletons. That's when you know it's been a stressful day.
But the thing is, Elma Putty, they get there in the end. Almost every single time they get there in the end. For Vitality, they've got to be that roadblock, stopping them here.
One round to head to overtime. Viper's pit already secured. As I said, the last few rounds, it's been a slow start, but then a fairly direct response early. And a lot of information garnered.
4 players.
But at the same time, surely Vitality will just grind to a halt. Wait this ultimate out. It's been used so early in the round that
berharap apa anjir,
likely won't have too much of an effect.
Jarak dekat ini anjir,
Still a couple of players on B. It's been a common theme with Vitality to make that move back to the B side. But it does seem like Leo and Chronicle are going to be the ones coming under pressure.
That paranoia has pushed them back. That might be space
nice,
for
Leo.
The ultimate to go down. The Viper's pit on its way to help out on site. It'll be needed. The spray through though. Damage being done. It's close. Kicks was almost down, but he'll get the spike in. Time now not an issue for the side of Vitality. But one big issue is the fact that there's a lockdown in play, and Alpha's just put that in. So they cannot sit inside the Viper's pit, and in fact, they need to go very far away.
The thing is, I feel like the plan has been set up so that they can spam from afar. I think there were expectations that they were there. He tries to hold on just to make sure that that spike stays protected and they can spam from afar. Even with the opening, his kicks to find a couple, leaving just Chronicle remaining. They know exactly where he is. Sender even looking to chase him down. 1 HP, obviously. From everything that's gone on, it doesn't matter. The time has gone. It's a perfect round from Vitality. And okay, sure, they'll lose a man at the end, but they ain't gonna care. Heading us through onto overtime. And a really nice adaptation from them, a switch of plant spot, which basically won them the round.
It's like an alt Ragnarok. The Odin saved the day. I'm happy to see that. 3 quick kills on the spray through. And one of the big dangers when you're playing inside that Viper's pit is the Odin. And the Tracer is one thing, but on such a tight angle, you ain't firing back at that. Just look. It's so damn easy. Ping it up, spray it up, have your teammates cover your sides. He is so smart. He's so goddamn smart. A beautiful play. And also to stay detained inside the pit. They didn't get to him because how could they? There's a line of bullets blocking them off unless they came from spawn.
It's also just the other thing. Odin's still going to be very good in that scenario. But with all of them being 1 HP, it means you could just go left to right and you're going to insta-kill anybody anywhere near it. So that Viper's Pit plays a crucial part. FNATIC, though, back to the bread and butter. Onto the attack they go. This has been a showing of what Vitality can do. If they can take it over the line, they join an exclusive club with Loud. And it's a pretty good club to be in. As said, the only team to ever beat them on this map. So good they did it twice.
If you're a FNATIC fan, though, sit comfortable in that every other team's played games before. FNATIC are warming up.
Yeah, I think it's 15 wins to the 2 losses of Loud. Just a premise, if you're a FNATIC fan, you're probably feeling right. Not a bad start, though, and not a bad player to take down. Alpha on the attack was devastating.
Tasted his own medicine with those opening duels alongside the operator. Oh, Center just got caught. The TP throws too much.
Nice,
great
Buster.
play. He's around the corner.
Nice. Kejepit dia.
Well, he's going to be kicking himself.
Nice.
That one so is safe. Vitality have fallen to pieces in this round. The attack side for FNATIC looks good, but we've seen the 2v4 clutches. We've seen this one out by the weaker numbers for Runner and Destrian. Good players to have in this scenario, but Runner's got the op. He needs someone to swing. He needs someone to give him the advantage, and I just don't see how he's going to get that.
It seems impossible. The only piece of utility.
Nice, Leo.
It leaves his hand. A bullet flies
Tolong.
FNATIC to convert the round right back onto that attack.
Ya, ini nih defender jangan sampai si Vitality ini plan post plan.
So no surprise. The Vitality now going back onto that favored position. You might just be able to turn it once again.
Well, that's it. Another chance to try and recover this. Now both attacking sides have been pretty proactive, especially in default or in the regular rounds. Regulation, they've been big fans of farming up those orbs, of taking control. I wonder if we'll see that here again. Snake bite down, and that's going to isolate Runner. He didn't have a teammate who's a little bit insane. Safe has gone shrouded stepping through the wall to take a very aggressive spot.
Instantly broken the door. Clearly FNATIC realizing that they want to fight this A site, so they're just stacking it up. Only Alpha on the other side of the map. Paranoia is sublime.
Nice. Nice. Dah. Udah. Nice. Aduh, udah. Nice. GG.
To fight another day. Only Loud has ever beaten FNATIC on this map, and only Loud will still have beaten them on this map. Vitality gave it a damn good go, Mitch. Wasn't enough this time.
No, it wasn't to overtime in their opening map in EMEA, their opening map of this year as well. For FNATIC, they've shown that they can go the distance. They can roll with the punches. And now...
Mana musik gua? Semangat bang, thank you Faris. Semoga kedepannya sukses, amin. Oh Faiz, gue kira Faris anjir. Aduh, malah kepan. Cepet banget. Wah, dikit lagi, tinggal 700. 700 sekian lagi anjir. Kayaknya ini kecil deh. Gue nggak ngeliat skor. Nah kan? Belum mulai kan? Udah mulai belum ini? Udah sih harusnya. Woi, udah agent select.
Personally, maybe I would have chosen to keep Sender in the smokes, but maybe he feels more comfortable calling from a perspective of just the cipher, just given that extra information and just given the right calls. And Destron, you know, is experienced with the Omen. He's going to be very comfortable. And again, Safe is just playing for the support. I hope he keeps it up for the rest of the tournament. And I love the fact that we're seeing kicks on something that is not Sky.
Yeah, and also Durka, not the best map on Lotus, but he's back on the jet.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he was being shut down time and time. I think that the way that both teams were contesting both ends of the maps was actually very nice to watch. So there was a lot of depth to it, and maybe that's one of the reasons why Durka didn't have such a nice start. But hey, is Durka, is Jet, we need to see some nice flashy kills.
I can't wait. We had OT on map 1. I wouldn't be so sad to have OT on map 2 as well. So let's send this back into game with Mitch and Tom and see if it does indeed happen.
Thank you so much, Yensu, and our lovely analyst desk. Yes, is it going to be the 2-0 for FNATIC that many people expected?
Ini copyright. Copyright kok 0-0 si kampret, kan tadi menang.
Opportunities to do some damage versus FNATIC, so I don't mind the choice of it for Vitality. I also like the roles that they've got for this one, but we'll have to talk about that later because Runner is already straight in towards the site. Leo under pressure. He does have a little bit of support coming in already, but he's got to try and do the heavy lifting himself and is left completely blind, praying for a bullet to connect. Boaster has managed to already make his way out into the site. Flash not going to catch him. He'll dodge that one and take back the control, more importantly, to allow for this retake to begin.
Yeah, he got tagged up a little bit before that fight, but he's got the teammates now to try and back him up. Chronicle and Alpha, well, if your back's ever against the wall, these are two reliable players to pull you out of that bad situation. The time, though, not necessarily against FNATIC just yet. That spike still has not been planted, and they are taking their time. It's not like they're going to go to a different site. Instead, hoping that there's going to be, first of all, an option to get a kill. Secondly, that they can't get spammed and overwhelmed when they do plant. That's eventually come through. Now the time starts to tick away, and someone's got to be the first to take this fight, take the big risk. FNATIC, though, need to decide exactly how they want to divvy up this play. Not really, they don't seem to be worried about anybody coming behind, so I have to assume they know all three players are on that site right now. Otherwise, you'd expect at least them to check main, a turret to watch behind. And, well, either way, it doesn't quite matter where they think they're coming from.
Very quickly.
Kicks and the flicks, nice shot.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to bring up about this sort of, the way that this composition has come out, because obviously we're seeing Vitality switch roles quite a bit. Huge fan of Safe playing the KO.
GBL.
I think it gives him a little bit more space to be a bit more aggressive and show off that flair that we know he has. It's the one sort of initiator that I really feel like you can play as a quasi-duelist and take space for the team alongside Runner. Runner being back on the jet, obviously exciting, and I also think Destrian is fantastic when it comes to the way he sets up paranoias. That's something I want to look at throughout this, is how he's going to put those into place to make things that little bit more awkward. So I think that this is almost exactly where I'd like things to be. Obviously, Kicks is also a very good KO, so it could have gone either way with that, but for now at least, FNATIC, well, they're not doing the best in the pistol rounds. 0-3. Not been able to get anything over the line in those. Vitality have clearly put the work in, but the problem they've had is normally FNATIC manage to get a cheeky response in a round they shouldn't. Otherwise, that first map very easily could have gone in their direction. Kicks is going to be looking for info to make sure they avoid a stack on this A site, which they might not do, because there are quite a few players there.
Still diving in, not deterred. The side of Vitality, hearing lots of classics fire away, but they've got the firepower to fight right back. Dirk is going to use his dash to get out instead of further into the action. The cam on middle. I mean, it's a nasty spot from Sender.
Lah.
He can manage to find
di bawah dia ya.
How has Durka got 2? Like, he's just gone back into the site almost alone, manages 2 kills. Now they've cleared out Sender. This is the problem they had in the last map, was just unable to play against rounds where they should be winning them easily. Chronicle also setting up, he has a flash and a fragment to play with. They've got a dart as well to try and reveal these players.
Nice.
And this was almost a full eco. FNATIC had basically nothing.
Not only that, Vitality had their bases very much covered. Late lurk on mid, Cam to watch the walkout. You play up through short, that's enough disruption to probably win the round.
Like, look at Durka there. They had the majority of players fighting in mid, as you said. Durka basically goes into the site on his own and gets 2 kills with a classic.
With a classic. And
he's just giggling to himself, of course he is.
The best part is he uses the dash at the start, doesn't get any options, dashes back. Now he's just a dude with a classic. He's not even Jet anymore, and he still just walks out and grabs a double. That's just Durka things. And considering the fact that last map was tough, did he finish? He did finish bottom of the server.
He's gone up in round 3.
This is confidence if ever I've seen it. And I like that. An immediate bounce back. We talked about how most teams, when you've got a duelist that's not showing up like that, especially someone like Durka who's been so consistent. Nice shock dart. You're going to end up in a pretty bad spot where your team just gets demolished most of the time. That's what we've seen from teams time and time again. The one thing they have on FNATIC is the ability to fall back on not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 players. There's always someone else who can pick up that flag and run it back to home base.
Luckily, the team that Vitality have been building over the last few months,
Gak jadi.
they've got a lot of depth.
Nggak dapat
Kicks probably a little bit
info.
frustrated with that drone. Again, Chronicle's timing, it's always perfect. It always seems to be. Now, the investment here from Vitality is a hero rifle. A little bit of extra cash because 2 players didn't buy. He's got the light shields. Gonna try and do some damage here.
Oops, salah nge-flashnya.
Takes the
Paranoianya.
bullet. A runner is the one to go in, and his teammate
Oops.
instead. The rifle is also dropped to the deck as well. Try and retrieve it.
Apa sih saya?
Now they're starting to run out of time, and you have to bear in mind, that is where the spike is. The spike was on the short push. They even know that there's players coming in from A main as well, and they don't have anything to play with. Chronicle looking to ace it, but Leo will steal that one away.
Replay of Chronicle's kills there, because I'm pretty sure on the 4th one, he also hit a shot through the wall. I mean, the guy is playing, just like the round and the Luthia, flawless. Every single one of his shots found its mark. I want to see this in the replay, because that's just insanely unlucky that he follows the jet. That's a headshot.
Mau ngenain jetnya malah safe-nya mati, Cok.
What were you saying?
It was actually Leo, I think, that got a headshot through a wall. Not on Kicks, but actually on one of the other players. You see how he just shoots him once and he dies? I thought it was him first. I saw the head flick up. Either way, 4 kills isn't bad for Chronicle. He's on his way towards his ultimate, and most importantly, they've claimed a very valuable upset early on. Vitality won the pistol, and they've been put 2-1 down.
It's now the 3rd and counting of rounds that Vitality 100% should have won and have lost to a low buy. That was definitely the lowest of the buys. Durka still going hunting, but look at the split. This is actually fantastic from Vitality. Move, completely caught off guard, and now Alpha is completely isolated. Shouldn't really be able to get anything done from here. Love the switch up in pace from Vitality. Bosa's looking to try and find the timing here. Actually, one player reloading there. There is an opportunity. He couldn't have got that better. He's hit the dink as well. A chance for him to take this one over the line. 64 HP.
Blinding.
Chronicle down. Safe tagged. Kicks can't even really peek from this angle because he is so desperately low on HP. It'd be too much of a risk to get that
Wow, 1
spike
HP
point out. It seems like Poster
satu
at least
lolo
has a
semua.
rough read. This is such a ratty position to be in. He's expecting them to go
position,
looking for him because of the risk
30
for
seconds
sake.
left.
Without that plant yet coming in, the flash over the top, it is going to catch Boaster completely blind. And it kind of gives away that
Spike planted.
Kicks has to be around this corner somewhere. The pop flash clearly used to get him back in. Is Boaster going to think about that close corner? He does not. And because of that, Kicks will be there to close out the round. A nice attempt from the Brit, but not this time.
Yeah, he took the option to try and let them beat themselves. Someone to step out wide, make a noise, make a mistake. It didn't happen. And at some point he did have to move because Kicks could easily have wrapped all the way back around. Interesting, as you said, change of pace from the side of Vitality that's worked wonders for them. And I think you see why. The second things slow down for a second, and you try to move towards the site, someone's on you. And this time it was Boaster. Next time, who knows?
Is still going to go for that operator. Hasn't had the most success so far. Bear in mind his kills are currently only with a classic and not in the pistol round. Just throw that in. No shields this time either, so definitely getting a little bit low on the finances. Although saying that, the rest of the team have actually been able to buy comfortably and still have credits to buy for the next round. So I guess he's just decided to go with the... Because I feel like Chronicle could have dropped
Mana
it.
itu
But
aja?
we'll move on from that, but
Oh,
just decided,
commit.
you know what, if you're buying that, it's at your own risk. Leaves him solo on the A site, which is where the majority of the Vitality players are building up. A short push as well from Sender, which is where all of the utility currently lies. And of course, we know that the way this is going to go is a quick dash
Dapat,
in,
nice.
TP from Destrian, but he meets the bullet of that operator.
That all won't be back though. No dash online.
Gak ada smoker dong.
Life or not, doesn't really matter. Having used
Harusnya
it
bisa
up, he'll
dong.
wait for an
Retake.
opportunity to grab a few more kills while his teammates work mid control.
Hey,
Grabs one,
nice.
but he doesn't
Full
think
mid.
there's going to be 2, 3, or 4 players there. What a fool! No, of course it's not exactly
WDC
predictable. No smoke down
counter.
for Boaster. He's caught in the middle of trying to throw it. Some utility now taken out of play. Leo is far enough away he could pop a recon, but Hunter's Fury used up from down below. Must have heard his step, and he's having absolutely none of it. In comes
nice.
Boaster. Nice shot. He has been on fire today so far, and with the paranoia cocked and ready, it's gone in. Safe can't see a damn thing, but he has to fight inside the smoke. Oh, I think they went through in the wrong order, those pieces of utility, and Safe's still alive, dancing around the back of the site. He'll go down eventually, but he has bought just
mati.
enough time for the side of Vitality,
Apa aja.
even eliminating Alpha with the spike. Very nicely played.
Yeah,
Terlalu
that
lama,
was
Cuk.
good work from them. I think it was actually, correct me if I'm wrong, that was Boaster's smoke that he hides within
He
on
put the smoke
spike.
and then the paranoia. The other way around, it goes completely differently.
Yeah, it just gave enough in that Red Bull clutch for Safe to hide within it, take him down, and the clock at that point was gone. Because that was the thing. The Hunter's Fury might look at it and go, okay, well, they didn't really kill anyone, but it did slow them down enough, and the same with Sender. It's like, that is something Fnatic are now having to actively deal with, that he is going to be lurking in mid. So they sent 4 players to deal with him, did it relatively quickly, but then the further time bought by Vitality's utility was enough to win them around. As said though, Fnatic still have enough to buy this time.
Yeah, pretty comfortably. A lockdown for Alpha, whether it's going to be used to clear out some space after noise is made or the full retakes, that's what we tend to see. Really one that you can push forward that defensive side with. For Vitality, another shift in play, 3 through short, but leaving the spike there. We've seen this before. It didn't go too well. It was Chronicle defending that time. Now they've got Durka, a different beast indeed. He's up top, looking for an opportunity. Not going to be able to use his dash. Will that deter him? It looks like it. Nah, he's staying way back, giving up control, giving up the plans, and that's because they've got the lockdown.
This is going to have to be a fight forward. In fact, Sender's already going. Bring around a Rosie running all the way back. The thing is, though, Durka is watching for this.
He heard it.
They've had the expectation. The players are going to be around this angle. The close corner just being sat on by the majority and no real push able to come through. utility to hold them back. Defusal already being begun. The fragment will go on, but they've already managed to get it halfway and just getting mowed down as they attempt to try and get anything. Somebody has to get on it. The spam's just not quite connecting. And with only runner left, he's just going to try and hold on to the gun. A stellar retake from FNATIC. And the scoreline will be even once again.
The idea to leave Durka sitting on short the entire time, I think, does just come on the back of those steps being heard. You mentioned how early Sender was sprinting away. The fact that they had him close, that seemed to be the moment that Durka decided, I'm not moving from this corner. I am the short turret. And he found himself the kill.
Were you talking about the round?
Yeah,
or
no, I knew it. I heard myself say it. And I just knew you're going to clip
If someone was to like clip Mitch saying, I am the short turret, I would definitely add that as some sort of, you know, soundboard item.
I'd appreciate it.
The thing is, I reckon Sue was on it the second you said it.
Yeah, yeah. I think I heard her laugh.
VCT, EMEA are going to be tweeting that out in a few minutes.
Right. Good.
If not
Love
the
that.
VAR.
Remember. Oh, God, that's true.
It's a race
actually.
against time, if anything.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Thanks a lot. Always rely on you. Well, you can always rely on FNATIC to put on a good show. And in this 7th round, their defensive side is going to be a nice slow approach on most of the map. On short, though, they want to get a little bit aggressive. The turret's pushed back to Durka. He's made his way to a similar position as we've seen before. But they're not convinced this is an A play. Shift back. Chronicle slowly making his way to B. If they do stick to this, Vitality might have a much easier time getting onto their target, because I don't know if you've seen this one before, Tom, but they're going for 3 split on short with 2 players up on A main. This time the spike is going A main.
Also, they don't have Chronicle sat on the angle. So that's the real danger, was he was just spamming. Being able to do so much. Nice entry from Runner. A big scalp to take. It does seem like Chronicle might be wanting to try and push that one back. No command utilized to take away the utility. He just popped him through the floor. Runner didn't stand a chance, didn't even see his opposition. Now bear in mind, the rest of the players have very little to play with. So any damage that can be done here for Vitality would be a big win, because everybody else is just playing with classics. It was only really the Bladestorm that could have done anything. And what looked like, for a moment, was dangerous will be 3 men standing for FNATIC.
Well, I'm expecting to see a shift in how FNATIC are holding this A site. There's a couple times now we've seen them just walk straight into the site. And previously, in the round before, there was a lockdown for Alpha. So playing retake makes perfect sense. This time, there's some weaknesses there. So you don't want to play close and take those fights. But I have to assume, as we move into this round, there's going to be more contention for short. They're going to be holding on to that control. Instead of just finding info and reacting, they're going to want to be the first ones to make that move. Play their own game, so to speak, as many players like to say. Vitality, play my own game. Vitality had something that I was interested in, because I think Kix bought an Odin to start with, but he has decided to be a bit more sensible on the attack side A take. That said, you can spam heaven.
Yeah, I've seen you throw many games with your ideas of the Odin on attack.
And you've seen me win at least 2, so that sounds like a win to me.
Right, okay. Well, the execution onto the A site, it seems to be where the majority of rounds have ended up for Vitality. Flashes over the top, drone through, a counter smoke to try and delay. I can tell you now, they're going straight through it. Runner leading the charge once again, but it's the same timing for Durka. He waits for that dash to go through, and then just peeks off the back of it. Happy to just play with that man advantage, and especially when you consider the ults available. There isn't a whole lot for Vitality right now. A single kill for safe could make all the difference.
Not even just in having the suppression, but being able to fight in the open, take those duels a little bit more, and a little bit more of a safe style. I think with that door broken, splash coming through, it's time to dash on in. Durka, though, can't find anything. Nice case. That's denied all information. But Boaster and Durka, they're firing up. That was a quick double from Boaster, and now they know exactly where safe is. No chance for an ulti. No chance for winning this round on Vitality. The time not quite low enough. Comes close. Down to the last couple of seconds. 5-3. And an Andalucia flawless for FNATIC, who are most certainly back in the game.
Yeah, and this is the moment, exactly right, for Vitality to take a pause. It's been 3 rounds in a row. Of course, we, again, with Ascent, normally have expectations of a strong defensive side from either team, so I don't think they're any way out of this map just yet, but not wanting to allow FNATIC to do exactly what they did on the last one and just sort of steamroll their way to a large victory in the first half, just put that extra pressure on, because that is the thing. Even though, like, you'll talk about the confidence of Salah and Vitality as a whole, there's always going to be that sort of mental block of, okay, we're up against the best team of last year. We have a point to prove. And I think that even in the last map, Vitality have already proven it. They are here to fight. They're here to battle with the best of the best. They've invested into this roster, and it has come through with dividends, but there's only 2 teams to go through here. Now, luckily for them, if they were to lose, they can't play FNATIC at the ladder stage playoffs, which, if anything, I think is the bigger win for any team.
Play him now. Play him in the double elimination. Hell yeah.
But the fact is, I still think that even going back up against Gentlemates is not an easy task. But the fact is, with at least existence, without data, he's dangerous.
He's good, yeah.
With data, well, that's when that team always came up. Just look at their match versus Apex the first time around and second. They'd lost the first one, 3-0'd the next one. Sorry to bring that up.
I don't think you are, Tom, because you do bring it up a lot.
Time for a field test.
It's history.
It is.
It can set up.
Much as I want to deny it.
Nagiging nggak sih
Vitality
ini?
done well. 3 rounds on the board, but
Udah,
FNATIC
2-0
starting
ini
to
mah.
wake up. They've picked up a couple now. The streak is on. The ball is rolling for Vitality. Organization, no stranger to sitting down on that stage, but for some of these players, younger, untested, maybe the jitters get to them. Gotta hope not.
Okay.
Free drone, yeah. I like the disrespect to the ultimate. That's all it's good for.
Oh, you saying that again?
I'll
Poster
challenge it.
already off to a great start, though. Player caught on the cross. It almost gets a second as well. So much damage done onto safe. Still has that. No, come on, might be better to go down and then just get picked back up again, at least get a little bit of extra health. But this has been the problem. When FNATIC have got this early kill, their retakes have been sublime. There's needed to be a hero each time for the side of Vitality, and there just hasn't been one in a while. Chronicle going to be on that operator. The reason for that is that Dirk is about to make his presence known into this site. Already spotting out the camera. You can still see Sender wary of his behind.
Nice, Buster.
Isn't stopping. He's
Nice,
taking
Dirk.
over, doing everything on his
Nice.
own. In fact, Dirk now comes through as well. That rifle into his hands has been valuable. A runner on the other side has done his best.
Udah,
A couple of
GG.
kills in
Udah,
response,
GG.
but again, retake after retake, defuse after defuse. FNATIC continue to climb.
There was an attempt from Vitality, but not good enough this time. 6 on the board, a 3-round lead. And again, looking back at how this started out, it seemed like such a great sign with Vitality taking that pistol. But FNATIC, they've been pulling no punches as time has rolled on. We're seeing there's a lot of work to be done.
Is that 4 A retakes in a row?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I almost feel like for Vitality, you got to be thinking we're getting into the A site for free. We're getting a plant down, and then they're doing very well in retakes. But surely one of them they have to win. And the fact is, it's not even been that close. One of them was Andalusia flawless. It's just been very, very clean. And the problem is, FNATIC have been getting the entry every single time, be it Durka, Bosa, or maybe
Nice.
Alpha. Yeah.
Oh my. Well, he was great in the last map for opening duels, but usually just picked up 1 or 2 on that
he's
operator.
going.
Now,
Is,
he's
is,
only got 3 left in life.
is,
A 4th
is,
one up
is,
for grabs, a
is,
5th just around the corner, but he
Ah.
won't get it. Denied by kicks on the big old Odin. Boaster, the IGL will claim it for Alpha.
Sagapung.
And
I
he's
feel
my
like
proxy.
when he gets that 3rd kill,
Sagapung
that's
si
when
lu.
the old like Turkish Valorant brain comes back. He's like, I'm running.
He's back on jet.
I'm
He's
getting all the
right back.
headshots. And now you almost have to think of your Vitality. It's like, well, at least the other rounds you were getting the spike down and in an afterplant. I wonder if they almost go back, because that was just brutal. And the thing is, they've given FNATIC the...
Get him! He's complaining about the Odin, you know?
Yeah, I
Even
know.
some of the best players in the world, Tom, they don't know how to deal with it.
That might be one of the best mimes of the Odin I've ever seen.
It is beautiful. It was beautiful. Maybe we'll see it again. Vitality, 3 on the
Don't
board.
you dare.
Jangan,
Been this
please,
way
please.
for quite a while. Durka wants to keep it
Alah,
that
nggak
way.
dapet.
He might pay the price.
Only one up draw.
He's made it out. He's made it out. I think the 100 Fury, a big factor in that, just displacing so many players.
He didn't even take that much damage. I don't know why. In my head, he'd been dropped to at least like 60, 70 HP. Nope. He was probably shot once.
He picked the right corner to hide in. I'll tell you that.
Like the completely wall-bangable box.
Yep. They'll never see it coming, Tom. They'll never see it coming.
And on the other side of things, Safe has taken a lot of damage.
Wow,
Run
1
has taken a
HP
lot of
banget
damage.
tuh saya F.
Oh, and by the way, they don't have many
Safe.
weapons, so it's looking pretty bleak. The other problem is Durka's right back in the position where he's had an entry kill pretty much every single time.
Aduh,
Hopes
nggak
are
dapet
going for a
kakinya
little bit of
itu.
spam, but the main thing is whether or not Durka hits the shot. No, he doesn't. That's something new. They do have a lockdown though.
Lu nongol
One of
mati.
those, that's the
Ah,
problem.
malah
One
ada
time
kayak
he'll
yang
miss the
mati
shot.
anjir.
This time I'm pretty sure he tagged runner, but it's not good enough. TP had a boaster. It's a player about to peek. I think he might get a chance on descender to
Boaster
rip the
dapat
head
nih.
off.
Aduh,
Won't take down that
Udah
much
turun
though. A
lagi.
trap wire at best. And on the side we can see. Oh, okay. We're actually going to get the ult popped, but it's immediately countered out by Kix, who's just looking to destroy it on the Hunter's Fury. No ground taken, although they get the kills. The A retakes, you know, plan A and B don't work, but they're still storming the beach. At this point, though, it's being tapped, but it's not being stuck, and that could be the big
Nice,
problem.
Leo.
They're getting all the kills, but they need so
oi,
much
oi,
more.
nice.
The time, really, if they can be denied by
Oh.
Safe, and it will be.
Semua
At the last
frenzy
second,
doang,
just
anjay.
about pulling it across the line. A 4th round for Vitality, with one more to go.
It definitely seems they.
There's the LEC Vitality squad.
Kelasnya pakai frenzy, cok.
Pressure's on for the boys on the stage.
Yeah, it is. It really
It's one
is.
thing to play in
Terlalu
front of the
fokus sama
EMEA crowd, but
gardennya.
you got the other team here on their home turf. Okay. I don't know if it's pressure or motivation.
I'd go with motivation. I think it's gone both ways. I've seen the Valorant guys. I'm pretty sure they went and watched the LEC as well. Luckily, they don't really have to go far. Maybe they just never left. They've just been chilling there. They've woken from their slumber. They've come up from under the floors somewhere, and now they get to watch some
That's where
Valorant.
all the players are. Nice shot, Alpha. First, second. Not again, surely. They'll finally shut him down.
Same
Durka
gun.
tried to help. Hits Kicks, taking
You
that
will,
second
babe.
kill. And the spike's already crossed his site. It can make its way in for the plant, or at least it thinks it can. You gotta watch out, because sneaking onto the site is Chronicle, and they watched out. They found him, and they've rooted him from the round.
Spike planted.
Rotation from Boaster. He's coming up against
Aduh,
Big Boy
Boaster
Kid.
kena lagi. Aduh,
And
udah
he's
ketahuan
got a
Boaster.
smoke out. This time,
Lu jangan
his
jangan
opponent wasn't facing the
jangan
wrong way,
ngeprank
so
dah
didn't quite
Boaster.
go too
Lu udah
well.
ketahuan, cok.
Vitality with a late resurgence in this half. 5 rounds on the board really wouldn't be anything to shake a stick at. They've still got a deal with Leo, who is left completely blind and stuck in a corner, using the smoke to his advantage at least for a second. But the thing is, he
Do it to
still
him.
has to clear Kicks, and he's
Bring
not
it
going to be
on.
able to. Kicks will get the 4K with the Odin.
With the
Udah
Odin, Tom.
Boaster.
With the Odin. Couldn't do that with a normal weapon, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you couldn't kill someone walking around a corner with a normal weapon.
I'm just saying, more than half his kills are from the Odin.
Yeah.
Kicks top fragging
So
on his team.
He's killed Alpha twice, right, with the Odin, and
Yeah.
Alpha has 20 kills. So, you know, it seems like a 20 to 2. That's a good trade.
You know, looking at this gameplay, Tom, I'm feeling pretty confident to say Kix is doing nothing wrong. He's playing this perfect. His team are letting him down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
Who in particular would you
with
say?
an Odin, I don't know. You know, we'd have to look back at the
If you
VOD,
were
but
to pick someone out.
oh, you know, anyone really. I think everyone. That's the point. You know,
Okay.
you should be guarding that, protect
That's
the
the
president.
point,
When you
bro.
got the Odin out, you're wall banging. Sometimes you get blindsided because your teammates ain't watching the angle. That's probably what's happening to Kix all 9 times. Confident.
Right, okay. A little bit of delusion from Mitch Man, but here we go. On to the defensive side. Vitality, bear in mind, they have won
Nice,
every
Durka.
single pistol so far. Durka's
Ed,
looking to try and
Ed.
change that, and, well, he's taken down the player in some glass, almost loses his life for it.
Nice Alpha Jen.
Okay, Alpha. Blink and you miss it. The head popped at Safe, and a nice shot from Runner in the corner. Keeping things even at least for now. Still plenty still to find.
Ooh.
And Runner still thriving.
Ooh.
It's now left all onto Chronicle. Now both players' positions are noted. He's actually going to double right back into the Cypher utility. Manages to get past the player, but will be slowed down. Gives all the information away. However, he's still going to have his opportunity to try and clutch this one out.
Well, I saw him just a second ago, taking out the reveal. They'll know that he was tapping it the first time, the second, but maybe not the third.
Oh,
nice
nice.
reaction from Chronicle. A quick kill.
Nice!
To close it out. What a round! A Red Bull clutch for Chronicle. He couldn't have played that any better.
Reactionnya cuk.
It only works if you have the cleanest aim in history.
This is ridiculous.
He literally fakes it twice, no one peeks, is quick enough to react, letting go of the spike when he actually went to plant it, and then uses the knife as a fake, and for the split second, his opponent is trying to shoot it. He shoots him in the face with a classic. That's what it takes for FNATIC to win their first pistol.
And here's the thing, he just played on the reactions of a
Iya,
player.
kalau
Let me
misalkan
ask you, in that
kayak duel kayak
situation,
gitu
for
mending
Sander,
gak usah
his cam's destroyed,
ditembak
his
ya.
trap's destroyed. Why does he give a damn if he's not? He doesn't. But you see it, you shoot it. That's the rule in Valorant. Your brain doesn't react as quickly as your hand does. And he's just used it there. He's fake flashed him almost. Just disgusting.
Oke.
And it's not like he
Jadi
didn't
mau
know he was already in the
segala
corner, you know what I
macem,
mean? He had that
nggak usah
information.
ditembak, Cuk.
Crazy play. 8-5. FNATIC, they're in the
Karena
lead.
ngebuang Corsair.
Well, listen, it can always slip away. We've seen Vitality 14-12. They came back in with 3 in a row when they were 12-9 down. When ultis were online for FNATIC, they played it perfectly on the side of Vitality to bring it to an overtime. There, things did slip away. Hopefully, we're not still on that slope.
Here.
We've hit the plains
And finally menang, cuk.
with classics.
Yeah, not too much in terms of weaponry, but with the information.
Wah,
paranoia
di-push.
through,
Oh.
Whole runner will at least
Backup
be able to get
dong.
one. Nice idea. Execution not bad. Unfortunately, the
Aye.
weaponry not quite enough. KHUSUS also
Ai.
got Leo desperately low.
Ai,
Almost
nice.
works out for Zender again.
Nice.
Stronger weaponry, that's perfect for them. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite to be. Rifles will be retrieved for FNATIC as well. And they're going to get themselves ever closer to a 2-0 victory. Just 4 rounds needed.
Oh, there was one for everybody on the orange side that time around. FNATIC able to find a team ace. Killing each player and
Udah
all
mulai
on
serak
each
gitu
player.
suara.
Nobody super close to popping anything game-changing, but the rifles that are in play and the economy that FNATIC have left puts them in a really good position. They can take pretty much any fight. Defensive side, well, Vitality has got kicks. He's got an Odin. He stood next to a nice thin wall, and he's waiting for some noise to be made. I, for one,
And up.
looking forward to seeing the conclusion of that battle.
Kemana nih?
Right here.
For now, though, I think for FNATIC, obviously it's wise. You don't just go rushing into a site. We've seen it from Vitality. It worked, but this is the buy round. Vitality should have an idea.
Yeah.
They should have some aggression somewhere.
Also,
FNATIC, find it.
For FNATIC, this bonus is less of a bonus. Like, they've got plenty to actually go in with here. Even buying down a little bit low on Durka and Chronicle, so it might hinder them a little bit for the next round, but they believe they can win it. He's got to be careful. There are Guardians on the other side, so although that Odin will do large damage, he's got to be careful that he's not just going to get popped straight through the wall. Hot flash to help out Durka, but he's also going to be suppressed, so no ability to dash. Save getting up close, ready to try and go through this. Waiting on the other side was Chronicle, but they don't realize the Durka's already crossed. A bit of a misplay. Caught out because of it. The side currently being defended by a runner. He's going to have to do some serious work. Does have a trip from his teammate to try and help him out, but the plant isn't going to be denied, and he just about takes Durka.
Does well to find that. They haven't stepped in the trip, but they've seen it. So that's going to be destroyed. No free kills on the wall bangs, unfortunately, this time around. And KHUSUS is trying the same. Alpha does well. Oh, he sees the tip of the bow. He wants to break that
Aduh,
string, but
pelurunya
instead it's
habis.
Destrian swinging
Ente.
out to punish.
Ente,
He's
ente,
traded.
ente.
The numbers stay to FNATIC, and Leo hasn't yet been spotted or rooted from this corner.
Ih.
Oh, no, that's a terrible time to take your knife out. A misclick, surely.
Apa sih?
Even more
Aduh, yo,
surely.
Chronicle.
Last man alive, 1 HP on KHUSUS.
Nice.
It's saved at the last second by the last man alive. A
Kelas
Red
lagi
Bull clutch.
capek. Kata
I don't know
Chronicle.
what happened on short there, and I'm not sure I care to know. I want to forget about it.
Yeah, you've just got to count yourself lucky that in every single clutch scenario you have Chronicle, who just doesn't
Apa
make
nih?
those mistakes.
Kenapa nih?
He doesn't slip up.
I'm just saying, if you do that in a ranked game, reported by 9 players on the server.
I just wanted to inspect this knife.
Have you seen this animation, guys? Unlucky. But the fact that Chronicle resets instantly,
Yeah.
That's all you need, man. All with someone else
the
to
shot
follow.
to kicks as well was just filthy. Like, so quick to react. Alpha as well is having an absurd performance. You always worry when a player gets a new contract for a long time. They're going to go, take it easy now. Not
Sorted,
Alpha.
yeah.
Not Alpha,
Chilling.
no. Still at the top of the board, still carrying away. Goes, I get to do this for another 2 years. He has been ridiculous for FNATIC. Definitely one of the best signings we've ever seen. And I'm sure there's a lot of teams out there that are kicking themselves that it wasn't them. 10-5. FNATIC, as said, this is a map where in the past they've at least shown some vulnerabilities. Not quite like Lotus where it was flawless every single time. Dirk already picking off runner.
Dia langsung tie off lah, cok. FNATIC.
Again, it's a round where Vitality just don't really have much to play with.
Oh!
Would have needed to be a very good shot to kill someone from there. He did hit him. He did hit him, but for
I like it though. He jump spots it and then just goes, "Okay, I know where you are." He didn't see me. They've taken Sander. Do they expect another? They do now. He's stepping around. He's firing back. He's hoping to pick someone off. It's not buying any sort of time. The rest of his team are around middle. Drone even going to be committed here. I mean, it's a 3 versus 5. And 2 pedestrian and kicks are both extremely low. Surprised they even burn up utility that costs credits. I mean, it's not like they haven't got money for the next, but every little helps.
yeah, at this point, it really does just come down to either reducing the amount of orbs you're giving over to the opponents or gaining some yourself. Like, either you die to the spike or you just try and hold them. You're not going to be able to win this round with 5 players on FNATIC, still with a fair belt of utility to play with. I think FNATIC at this point will realize that, okay, we need to try and fight our way out of this one. Make sure we're not the ones going down to the spike. Kick still on this other side. There's a little bit of utility, and Safe does manage to get one. Again, making things at least a little bit more costly. But other than that, well, Destrian's just going to go down to the spike again. Make sure those orbs don't go over. But it is a very scary prospect now, because FNATIC are close on pretty much every single ultimate. And on the other side of things, it's the same, but the difference is FNATIC only need 2 rounds.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, Vitality have decided to call a pause. They've got a minute to discuss how this long stretch of rounds is going to go. Defensive side Ascent, there's a ton that you can do. But to be this consistent against what is almost inarguably the best team in the world, I would be beyond impressed.
Definitely now. The one that could be in the argument doesn't exist anymore, so...
Hey, new season. It's been a while.
It is,
FNATIC
sure.
washed.
But, like, you got to look at the fact that even the EG team was ripped to pieces, so... Anyone left is the Jogabo. But, yeah, I think that realistically, they are the team to beat. Every team coming into this event knew they were the team to beat. And I like the fact that at least on map 1, Vitality have gone toe-to-toe with them. They've gone up against a comp that, as said, people weren't able to beat. Only Loud, no one in EMEA did it. Few teams came close, but every single time they ran it back. Now they go on to Ascent, and wow, they've met Prime Alpha. Which for a lot of these players they will not have met before, and they will not want to meet again, because he has just been destroying them. And the fact is, even when they've got close in some of these rounds, you've had Chronicle pull off a couple of ridiculous 1v2s. So it really is trial by fire for Vitality, but that's the thing. That's the good thing about the group stage. Number 1, they get to go back and play a team they've already faced. Number 2, if they make it to the playoffs, they don't have to play them again.
Here we go. Steps heard, spray in. That's too much to the right. Kicks. Can't wall line that part of the wall. An unlucky start. It could have been beautiful.
My ult is ready.
That's already Hunter's Fury online. As said, they had a lot of ults close. They're slowly building them up. Dirk at 1 away from Bladestorm, 2 away from a lockdown. They could have pretty much everything in this round. You can see the re-aggression coming through from Vitality, leaving Runner in an aggressive position. One that's been religiously checked by FNATIC if they go back in this direction. I don't think they'll be expecting an operator to be here. For now, though, the majority are looking to head up short.
So Leo's insane, but I love him. He's bought an Odin on the attack side. Didn't go for heavy spams back, but it's a good job. Kicks was stood slightly off center because he is tagged up, and it would be even worse if he was just crouched, ready to spam in the normal spot. Knife going through, a little bit too late. Dirk has already crossed. He's in the corner. Runner, though, has managed to find himself a safe hole. The fight from, never mind. He stepped into Dirk's crosshair, and he won't be able to regret it. Neither will safe with another clean click. Dirk is on for an ace. Already 3 kills. Kicks up close. Odin coming around the corner. He doesn't miss those shots. 4 now. And a 5th right there. Leo stolen it. That is filthy. Sender wasn't even looking. How dare you? But it was with an Odin. So I commend it. Well done. Add to the stats.
Durka that's the thing. He's had a relatively quiet game for Durka standard so far.
Certainly
First
that one.
map, yeah, didn't really see too much. Second map, he's been getting the odd kill with the operator, but this was just a Durka round. This is why people fear playing this man every time they step into the server. He has just run riot, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. I didn't hear that. I didn't. Did you? I didn't.
No.
No. It's all good.
Needed. No fine needed.
No, it's all good.
So good.
Unlucky, man. I mean,
He was definitely speaking Swedish.
yes.
You just don't understand what that means.
I think he was talking about plucking them apart, hair by hair, and they've certainly been doing that. Each strategy, Vitality have looked to deploy, has been met with not the best of results thus far. FNATIC now have 7 chances to close out this map, and if you're holding on hope for Vitality, I do apologize. It's probably not going to go too well, but maybe they can get a few more rounds in there, make it a bit more competitive. An OT on FNATIC's map pick, and here in Ascent, barely making it to T.
Pressure onto Runner.
Dapat.
Already is actually almost a kill onto Sender in the backlines. Even still, they've managed to recover, fall back. It's going to be the peek up. Unfortunately, not quite the kill. Durka go kill still exists for a round.
Man, Kix is fuming that he's mid
This is
with
a
an
fake. This is a lockdown fake. They've thrown it in, but they're actually going up mid. It will clear the side. He's in the right position. Again, I don't really know how. So many players are alive. The Chronicle peeks into the Odin spray and still survives.
Yeah, I mean, they had flashed before, but what a time to go swinging. FNATIC on their way to site. Spams aren't hitting. Dirk is up close, 50 HP. Right click, and it's Runner down. Man advantage now for them, but Durka can't get far. He's stuck up on the stairs. Now the info's there to play with, hat on the body. They know exactly where they're hiding, no abilities to play with, but they've already gotten the one-way smoke out. It narrows the angles from which Vitality can approach. They don't want to go sprinting into that and give Boaster a free kill. Flash to play on the right side, but safe's caught. Boaster swung in. He's played aggressive, and the reward is there. A tap on from Sender. Only baits Boaster into the angle to take the final kill. 13-5. An impressive map too.
GGWP. GGWP. Dah. GGWP. Ntar kita ke Discord. Menit. Jamil pakai chamber nge-throw. Okay guys, thanks for watching, thanks for today. See you next streaming. Bye. Love you guys. Sampai ketemu di mungkin VCT Amerika atau ya paling PRX lah ya, VCT Pacific. Oke, see you next stream, bye bye.